Now, you grew up in the Bronx. You came up in a time of monumental change for the music industry. And you kind of saw this, humongous evolution and a sacred evolution that I don't know that we're going to see ever again to the kind of, from analog to digital, as it were, and then culturally as well. Um, we love music. We all love music, and for me, music is so sacred. But the business of music is not that, right, at all.
Right.
How would you suggest that artists of today protect the authenticity of the sound and their kind of creation and their baby, given how much they have to then go and sell their baby on the black market sometimes?
Good, good question. I think the way they protect their interests and they protect their creativity is by ownership. And the more and more I see artists now in the last like even 5 to 10 years coming up, you know, they have more control
Mm,
of what they're doing because they own their own music or they own their own visuals or they own their own merchandise and they own their own brand. Where, it was a big difference from before. Obviously, most of the people who were able to, transcend from wherever they were from the demo stage to, signing to a real record company, they had the absolute backing of the record company, to
mm,
assist them. You know what I mean? But doing that, you lose some of yourself and you lose some of your creativity and you lose your rights and you lose your ownership and you just you gain on one hand, but then you lose a lot on the other hand. Whereas now the newer artists, I don't think they have to sacrifice that stuff. They don't have to
mm,
sacrifice their art. They don't have to sacrifice their masters. They don't have to sacrifice their visuals. You know what I mean? They're doing everything on their own. They're creating on their own. They're touring on their own. They're making music and putting music out on their own. And I just love that it's their choice to
yeah.
then go and sign with a major company or sign with a major brand. If they want to do things that are maybe out of their span right now, and maybe that another company can enhance for them or add on to what they're doing. I think it's dope that they have the choice and the option. Whereas
Mm,
before there was no option. I mean, unless you had money, unless you were backed by somebody who had some good financial support. But
mm,
besides that, so I just think that they have it better because they can protect themselves more and they
mm,
can make the decision. Now labels are going to artists and
mm,
brands are going to artists to sign them. As
mm,
whereas before it was totally the other way around, as you know. And it was all about the gatekeepers and the production companies and the managers and the record companies who made their choice to bring you in. Where
mm.
now, artists are making their choice of who they want to sign with.